Ladies and Tinder nerds, we are going to have a little discussion about, or some clarification on what I mean in the Tinder guide when I have this template here. So this is the template that's in my Tinder guide, and I'll leave a link in the description to it. You can see it's 4 messages, right? And you can add an extra message if you want to, or you could take one away, I guess. But this is the template that I generally recommend. Rough template, but it works pretty damn well. At this point, this has been the one that I've used the most, although these days I have a much different template. I talk about the fact that I'm in an open relationship with my girlfriend, that we're looking for threesomes, that we're into BDSM and all of that. My girlfriend actually handles all of that. She does all the messaging and all that sort of stuff. But she uses her own template. That's all you need to know. But for this template here, you can see, each bit. At the start of each part, I have respond to whatever she says. And then the next part, respond to whatever she says. And then the next part, respond to whatever she says. And what I said in the Tinder guide, if you have a look, is I've said, stick to the template, but add an extra sentence or two at the start of each line, replying to what she has said, so that your conversation has a bit of flow to it. You know what I mean? You're not just like copy pasting a template. One of my coaching clients, and I've asked his permission to share this, and he's fine with me sharing this, he posted this conversation in our coaching group. And as you can see, if you have a look, and pause the video if you want, you can have a look at what the actual conversation is. He's in purple, she's in gray. You can see that she's made a couple of jokes, right? Like, he says, "What are you up to?" And she goes, "I'm working on new moves for my stripper career." Like, obviously a fucking joke. Unless she is a stripper, in which case, cool, awesome. Probably a joke. And he replies, cooking dinner, what do you like to do for fun? She says, cocaine, want some? Another joke, right? Like, she's being goofy, she's being silly. And if you have a look at the responses that he's written, they're very fucking wooden, like stiff. They're not playful. He's completely ignoring the fact that she's made 2 jokes. And it's like he's not even having fun with this shit. And so what I said to him in the group, and, I'm going to say to you guys here, yes, stick to the Tinder template that I have, but have a little bit of fun with this. This process of meeting women and talking to women is meant to be fun. And yes, I say that your mission on the dating apps is to get off the apps as soon as possible. An app is not real life. You want to meet people in real life, get to know them, see if there's chemistry, all of that. An app is just pixels on the screen. But while you're typing in these apps and typing your little pixels on the screen, you may as well have a bit of fun with it. And so what I said to him, I gave him a bit of advice here. And I said, you're allowed to add a little more enthusiasm and playfulness to your answers. Like when she says, "I'm working on new moves for my stripper career. What about you?" And then you answered, or he answered, "I'm cooking dinner." You see how that's really fucking boring? I said he could have thrown in something that at least responds to what she said. For example, "Nice. If you're good, I'll let you show me." As in, show me your stripper moves. Or, "No shit. I'm literally just working on my news for my stripper career as well. Small world." Have a bit of fun with this shit. Or acknowledge the compliment that she just gave you. Calling me handsome, aren't you sweet? I like you already. Something like that. And then you move on to the next line in the Tinder guide or in the Tinder template. So, you don't have to write a lot with these sort of responses. And like I said, you only need to add 1 or 2 sentences at the start of each part of the template. You can add more if you want to. I wouldn't sit there and write a 50,000 paragraph essay or something, but write a little more than 2 sentences if you want to, but I'd throw in something a little more than my client did here. Like I said, his answers were just cooking dinner, and then down here, no. Like, it's not really adding much to the conversation, and it comes just across like you don't actually care, like you're not that invested. I know there's a lot in men's self-improvement spheres about you want to be like the mysterious alpha male and you want to be like a man of few words. Sure, you can be that, but a lot of the time it just comes across like you're not fucking interested. It just comes across like you just don't care. And it's more the impact it has on your own psyche. If you're not putting in any effort with this, and I don't mean that you have to put in an incredible amount of effort. The whole point of my Tinder guide is to be very efficient. But if you're literally just writing cooking dinner or no, you're putting in basically 0 effort at that point. It's not very fun for you. Like, part of the way that I always made this stuff really fun in the beginning when I was, very emotionally invested in improving my sex and dating life. And I would take, a lot of this stuff very personally. And I would, as in, if a girl didn't want to date me, I'd take it very personally. I was very fragile. The only way that I managed to get through all of that stuff, or a big way that I got through all of that, was by having fun with this shit. By throwing in some jokes, by being a little goofy, by, if she says, I'm working on my stripper career, I'd be like, nice, I'm working on my stripper career too. That's fucking crazy. Like, which strip club do you go to? Like, you have a little bit of fun and be goofy with this stuff, because you're probably going to be making some jokes when you're on the date. Like, you're probably going to relax and have a bit of fun. If you're nervous, that's fine. But, eventually you're going to relax and chill around this girl. You may as well do that on the app. Again, it doesn't take a whole lot of effort, 1 or 2 sentences. And that's what I said to him. I said, you don't have to write a lot. I'm just giving you permission to have a little bit more fun with this and try 20% harder than you are in this screenshot. Because again, you look at the screenshot, it's just a bit wooden. And obviously this isn't me shitting on the guy. The guy's doing very well with his dating life, but it's giving yourselves permission to put, even just like I said, 20% more effort into this. You're allowed to have fun with this. Don't go the exact opposite, or don't go too far in that extreme and then sit there and write, 50-paragraph essays to women on dating apps, obviously. But don't go the complete opposite and just be this like copy-paste robotic, unemotional, cold, boring person, because it's just not as much fun for you. It's obviously not as much fun for the women. You don't get, or here's how I'll phrase it. It makes a fair difference if you put in just even the tiniest bit more effort. Like literally just 1 or 2 sentences at the start of each part of the template. It doesn't have to be anything fantastic. Just respond to what she said, especially if she calls you handsome. If a girl calls you handsome or cute or hot or sexy or gives you a compliment, respond to that. Like I did in the example that I showed you guys here. Where she says, you're quite attractive yourself, babe. And I reply, well, look at you, little Miss Compliments. Like, appreciate the fact that she gave you a compliment. Recognize it. It's almost socially uncalibrated to ignore everything that someone says and then just like plow through with your template. It makes it look like you're a robot. So like I said, you don't have to write a whole lot. You don't have to write a freaking essay each paragraph, but just give yourselves permission to put in the tiniest little bit more effort. Or a better way of phrasing that would be, give yourself permission to have fun with this stuff. The whole process of dating, the whole reason we all got into dating in the first place is because it's meant to be fun. We're trying to enjoy this damn thing. You don't have to be a copy-paste robot with the Tinder template. It doesn't have to be this boring, monotonous thing. Have a bit of fun with it. Don't take it so seriously. This whole thing is meant to be a game. It's meant to be fun. If you would like coaching, I'll leave a link in the description below to that. As always, go out there and crush those goals and have fun while doing it.